Hello everybody, this is another Warhammer 3 battle, this time a land battle. I'm playing as the Druki, led by Malekith aboard his Terror Dragon. Only got one spell, yeah, just Soul Stealer, because Soul Stealer is fun. Have some elite Dread Knights, Knights of the Ebon Claw, a couple Reaper Bolt Throwers, Witch Elves, and just kind of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords, and a couple Black Ark Corsairs with Handbows, and some Dark Riders and Harpies hanging out in the corners. My opponent is playing as Cathay, using Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon. What does she have? Looks like Earthblood entails the Knight. Yeah, you know, I mean, what else can you expect? He's got this horrible nightmare shit box hellfest here, even supported a little bit by the map, giving him, I guess, cover from the back, with a couple of Grand Cannons. He's got Iron Hail Gunners, a ton of Jade Warriors with Crossbowmen, and his front line is just nothing but Jade Warriors and Peasant Longbowmen. In the sky, he has the Great Longbow Riders. It's the purple unit, and yeah, that's really it. Just this horrible defensive cube, and am I going to be able to pierce it? So I took Reaper Bolt Throwers on the off chance that he would maybe have one cannon, and I could pick it off with a sort of 2 versus 1 situation. But unfortunately, he has 2 cannons, and he is immediately counter-artillerying me. And you can see the Elven weaponry does not work. It does not really work against Cathay's cannons. But we're still going to try. Miao Ying already turned into her dragon form. We're just going to fast forward a tiny little bit as we move into position. The flying squad is hunting for Malekith. A little dangerous, honestly. And I've got some Harpies, which I'm already ready to jump down on my opponent, looking for an opportunity, moving some Dark Riders around as his cannons sing. Speaking of singing cannons, the Iron Hail Gunners find my Harpies lacking and just kind of like fucking shred them to pieces. I probably should have dove in with them immediately, but I was a little hesitant on that. Malekith, a little too far away. A nice Soul Stealer could have happened right here, I think. And these Dark Riders are just sort of hanging out, you know, watching the peasants. And lo and behold, Soul Stealer, here it is, hitting, you know, a pretty good chunk of units. I feel like it probably could have done a little bit more. We've got our Black Ark Corsairs with Handbows over here trying to shoot at Miao Ying, but I think hit the Jade Warriors instead. So we're just running, strafing past these guys. We do get caught up a little bit, but we got some Bleak Swords nearby to help with the fight, so shouldn't be the end of the world. And the front line is engaging on all fronts. Malekith is down here in the pits fighting the Purple Cavalry and Miao Ying. Not a great fight for him, although it is cool. I think that was like a sync animation or something. And also his Grand Hate Cavalry jumping in as these peasants strewn down the hill with their little pitchforks and little spears to poke the knights, the ancient elves. And they run in fear, because definitely not going to be winning that fight. So we're running into the distance. A nice Talons of Night by my opponent. Well, maybe it was nice. It definitely killed my Dark Riders completely, but it also might have killed his own Iron Hail Gunners. But sometimes that's just, you know, the price you have to pay. You gotta sacrifice a few lives. I've got the Hellbroni over here just poking these Jade Warriors. Would be nice if they were over here helping Malekith, who is just being harried by these irritating Pegasus Warriors, and he just can't really get away. I've got some Witch Elves down here who are poking Miao Ying, trying to hit. Yeah, we've got her with the Madness of Cain, but she's not rampaging just yet. It would be nice if she could rampage. We bring the Knights of the Ebon Claw over. We get her to rampage. Her melee defense is very lowered. Malekith is fighting her. We're putting everything we can. But just more of these fucking peasants fly over the cliffs, and they run down, and they jump on our ancient primordial knights, and, you know, Knights of the Ebon Claw, they're pretty good, but the peasant longbowmen of the rarest, most ancient, magically enchanted, powerful empire in the entire world of Warhammer for some reason, are way better. So, anyway, Malekith, he's running around. You know, I run him over here instead to try to fight some Iron Hail Gunners, but he's not having any luck. I'm sort of, like, fucking around over here with Black Ark Corsairs, not doing too much. My Black Ark Corsairs really needed to be with Malekith, I think. And the Dread Knights are running into these crossbows. As for my Reaper Bolt Throwers, well, one of them is being chased by Jade Warriors. I'm not sure what's happening there. One of them is still alive, and it is still poking shots at, looks like Jade Crossbowmen. I think I had them firing at Miao Ying for a time, because his cannons are dead. But the balance of power is looking pretty bad. Malekith is beaten up. I think oh, wow. Yeah, those Iron Hail Gunners, very vicious. That was like 1,000 damage or something. Last Samurai, you could say. And yeah, he's going to get hit by Miao Ying, and again, the purple cavalry just poking him in the back, just doing lots of damage. If I had a Soul Stealer, if I had the mana for a Soul Stealer, which I don't, I could drop it like right over here or somewhere over here. This is a pretty decent clump, you know, and I think that that probably would have saved the game for me. But at this point, I don't really have anything. I've got like infantry and Black Ark Corsairs with handbows who are completely irrelevant at this point. I mean, they are shooting their crossbows. They're just very much out of position. They needed to be over here with Malekith, who is now routing off the battlefield. And, you know, we're getting some Reaper shots into Miao Ying, who is rampaging, but I just don't have the forces, and I'm about to get army lost. And Malekith comes back in. I just got the mana for another Soul Stealer, and I was like, oh, yeah, there's like a 6-person clump here. That'll be really good, but unfortunately, not able to make it happen. I'm not particularly proficient with the Dark Elves, but I think I needed to take the spell that damages a unit to give you some more winds of magic. That probably would have enabled Malekith to get off another Soul Stealer. I mean, he wasn't terrible with 2,000, but he could have done a lot more. I think one Soul Stealer, if he regened like 1,000 HP, that could have made the difference, because Miao Ying was pretty close to death, and she didn't actually do that much better than Malekith did himself. The Black Ark Corsairs with handbows did okay, even though they were out of position. I didn't use them properly. The Reaper Bolt Throwers were just a colossal fucking mistake. They just sort of died to the cannons and did nothing. The Harpies could have been good. I just misused them. The infantry was fine. You know, infantry does what it needs to do. And the Witch Elves, like, I feel like the Witch Elves could work. It's just this army was a little too technical. Damn, I keep bumping my mic. This army was just a little too technical, and the Witch Elves required some support. And not just from Malekith, they needed the handbows to be around them for whatever got rampaged. I could then kite back into, like, my Dread Spears or something, while also being shot by the Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. And the Dark Riders didn't do shit, but that was also just my error. The Knights of the Ebon Claw did amazing, because they're always amazing. Really, maybe just, like, cut the Reaper Bolt Throwers and, like, maybe one Dark Rider and get another, and also the purple version of these guys, and just get, like, 2 Dread Knights, maybe, like, even 3 if I can afford it. But my opponent, he did pretty great. His cannons didn't pay for themselves, but they effectively terminated my Reaper Bolt Throwers. They just sort of got shut down. He had a little too many ranged assets that he couldn't defend all of them, but he only needed one. Like, the Iron Hail Gunners just killed Malekith, and Malekith could not do anything to stop all these spearmen. His front line, just way bigger, way more infantry, and I did not have the infantry to deal with it, unfortunately. That was also partially what it came down to. Thanks for watching.